Welcome to the Daily. I am Vince Miller right here. We just study the Bible a few verses at a time. Grab your Mark scripture journal so you can take notes along with me today and every day. Our shout out today goes to John Andreas from Delano, California. Beautiful place. John, thank you and your family so much for your partnership with us as we try to get through every verse of the Bible in the next 23 years. Your support helps us to reach men and women with the word. So this word is for you today. Mark chapter 10, verses 1 through 12. And he, that is Jesus, left there and went to the region of Judea and beyond the Jordan, and the crowds gathered to him again and again, as was his custom, he taught them. And Pharisees came up in order to test him and asked, "Is it lawful for a man to divorce his wife?" He answered them, "What did Moses command you?" They said, "Moses allowed a man to write a certificate of divorce and to send her away." And Jesus said to them, "Because of your hardness of heart, he wrote you this commandment. But from the beginning of creation, God made them male and female. Therefore, a man shall leave his father and mother and hold fast to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. So they are no longer two, but one flesh. What therefore God has joined together, let not man separate." And in the house, the disciples asked him again about this matter. And he said to them, "Whoever divorces his wife and marries another commits adultery against her. And if she divorces her husband and marries another, she commits adultery." Okay, so let's just be clear today. The Pharisees that are approaching Jesus weren't genuinely curious. They were trying to trap Jesus. They bring up divorce, hoping he'd contradict Moses. But Jesus flips the question at them. He doesn't begin with the law, he goes back further than the law. He goes back to God's original intent in the garden. And he says Moses allowed it, divorce, because you were selfish and covenant breakers, unlike God. Now, this marriage issue here is not about the law or the lines that we draw around the law. It's about spiritual condition. Before divorce ever fractures a marital covenant, hardness fractures our hearts. Jesus shifts the conversation from all these little technicalities to theology, from these loopholes to true covenantal love. He basically says, let's talk about what God intended, not what is permitted because of your fallen condition and your sin. You see, marriage wasn't designed to be disposable. It was designed to be durable, a covenant made between two people and God, where two become one and stay one through everything, through sin and struggle, and even through the process of painful sanctification. And this is why Jesus makes this bold and sobering statement about remarriage and adultery. It's not to heap shame on us for our mistakes of the past, but to reveal the sacredness of marriage and the seriousness of our selfish and hard hearts. You see, our culture, it celebrates personal happiness over covenantal faithfulness. But Jesus reminds us the problem isn't the institution. It isn't. It's the condition of the hearts permitted by our culture today. So let's elevate the covenant. Why don't we? I mean, check our hearts. Is there some pride, maybe bitterness, self-righteousness, indifference toward God? You know, you're not going to fix a marriage by pointing fingers and drawing lines with some sort of hard heart. Fix a marriage by submitting to the covenant of marriage, softening your heart and surrendering to Jesus Christ. So if you're married today, surrender something today. If you're not married, remember, marriage is an unchangeable covenant and not an amendable contract. I love you guys. Thanks so much for joining me. If this has really blessed you, share it with someone else, and I'll see you right back here again tomorrow.